8 simple steps to stop nocturnal urination. Imagine that you are tired after a day of work and all you need is a good night's sleep. You lie down and fall asleep quickly, but after 2 or 3 hours, you wake up in the middle of the night with an uncontrollable urge to urinate. Have you ever experienced this? Unfortunately, this situation is more common than we think and can lead to a series of health problems. But don't worry, because today we will reveal 8 simple steps to help you eliminate nocturnal urination once and for all and enjoy uninterrupted sleep. So let's get straight to the point. Undoubtedly, the first step to stop visiting the bathroom during the night is to avoid excessive salt consumption. When we consume too much salt, especially at night, the body needs to retain water to dilute the excess sodium in the blood, creating an accumulation of fluids that will be eliminated later. This regulation process can overload the kidneys, leading to the need to urinate more frequently during the night. Additionally, high sodium levels in the body can disrupt hormones like vasopressin, responsible for retaining fluids during the night, and increase blood pressure, which is also associated with nocturnal urination. Sodium-rich foods such as processed meats, canned goods, cheeses, and salty snacks are the main culprits for this overload. Therefore, reduce the consumption of these foods and opt for meals with less salt at dinner to help maintain fluid balance in the body and promote a calmer and more continuous sleep. The second important step is to reduce carbohydrate intake. Carbohydrate-rich foods such as bread, pasta, white rice, potatoes, and sweets quickly increase blood sugar levels, which stimulates the pancreas to release insulin. And this is exactly where the problem begins. High insulin levels not only encourage the storage of glucose as fat, but also affect adrenal hormones that control fluid retention, such as aldosterone. This hormonal dysfunction can cause the kidneys to eliminate more water, increasing the need to urinate. By reducing carbohydrate intake, especially at dinner, and opting for lean proteins, healthy fats, and low glycemic vegetables, it is possible to stabilize hormone levels, minimize fluid retention and excessive elimination, and promote restorative sleep. The third step is an effective technique that few people know. Elevating the legs at the end of the day can be effective in reducing nocturnal urination, as it helps redistribute the fluids accumulated in the lower extremities throughout the day, facilitating their elimination before bedtime. During prolonged periods of standing or sitting, gravity favors the accumulation of fluids in the feet and ankles, especially in people with compromised circulation or venous insufficiency. This retained fluid ends up being reabsorbed by the body when we lie down, increasing the kidney's workload and resulting in higher urine production at night. By elevating the legs for 20 to 30 minutes in the late afternoon or early evening, it is possible to stimulate the drainage of these fluids into the lymphatic system and general circulation, allowing them to be eliminated while we are still awake. This practice not only reduces the need to urinate during sleep, but also improves blood circulation, relieves swelling, and promotes a sense of well-being. And now I want to know from you, what time do you usually take your medications? The reason for this question is simple. Taking certain medications at night may be the reason for your trips to the bathroom during the early morning hours. Medications such as diuretics, frequently prescribed to treat hypertension or heart failure, increase the elimination of fluids by the kidneys by stimulating urine production, which is desirable during the day but problematic when taken in the late afternoon or evening. Additionally, some cholesterol control medications, antidepressants, and even natural diuretic supplements, such as those based on horsetail or dandelion, can increase urinary frequency by altering the balance of sodium, potassium, and water in the body. To avoid these effects, it is advisable to adjust the timing of taking these medications to the morning or early afternoon, always under medical guidance, ensuring that stimulated urination occurs during the day and preserving sleep quality. The fifth step is to avoid consuming diuretic foods at dinner. Many believe that only energy drinks and coffee promote increased diuresis. However, foods like watermelon, cucumber, and tomato also stimulate the functioning of the renal system. When consumed in the evening, these foods increase urinary frequency during sleep, interrupting the rest cycle and compromising sleep quality. This interruption can lead to fatigue, irritability, mood swings, and even long-term health problems such as hormonal imbalances. Replacing these foods with lighter and non-diuretic options, such as cooked vegetables and lean proteins, helps regulate fluid balance in the body, reducing kidney stimulation and promoting an adequate night's sleep. The sixth step is to properly distribute water intake throughout the day. And how to do that? Experts indicate that the ideal approach is to consume most of the water during the early hours of the day, especially in the morning and early afternoon, giving the kidneys enough time to filter and excrete excess fluids without overloading the bladder at night. On the other hand, gradually reducing fluid intake after 6 p.m., or about 4 hours before bedtime, helps minimize fluid accumulation in the bladder during sleep, avoiding interruptions. For efficient distribution, it is recommended to take small sips of water throughout the day, adjusting the amount based on physical activity, climate, and individual needs. The seventh step is to avoid alcohol consumption, especially at night. Alcohol inhibits the release of the antidiuretic hormone, responsible for retaining water in the kidneys, resulting in increased urine production. Additionally, alcohol irritates the bladder, increasing the sensation of urinary urgency, even when the urine volume is low. When consumed at night, these effects combine to increase the chances of frequent sleep interruptions due to the need to urinate. Excessive alcohol consumption also dehydrates the body, leading to compensatory fluid intake, which can further exacerbate the problem. The eighth step is to treat possible medical conditions. If you are following the 7 steps we have already mentioned and still find yourself urinating during the night, there is likely an underlying cause. That is, a health problem that needs to be managed. One of these problems is benign prostatic hyperplasia, which affects a large portion of men over 50 years old. When the prostate grows, it compresses the urethra, making it difficult to completely empty the bladder. This leads to urinary retention, causing the bladder to send signals of the need to empty, even with small amounts of urine. At night, this retention becomes even more noticeable as the body relaxes and blood flow to the kidneys increases, producing more urine. As a result, the individual feels the need to urinate several times during the sleep period, even if only small amounts of urine are expelled each time. If you suspect you have this problem, consult a doctor to discuss the best form of treatment. Another condition that can trigger nocturnal bathroom trips is type 2 diabetes. When blood sugar levels are elevated, the kidneys work to eliminate excess sugar through urine, a process called osmotic diuresis. This increase in urine production is also accompanied by greater thirst, leading to a cycle of increased fluid intake and consequent elimination during the night. Additionally, in people with inadequate diabetes control, the kidney's ability to concentrate urine may be impaired, further contributing to nocturnal urinary frequency. Therefore, keep your medical exams up to date to avoid being caught off guard by diabetes or prediabetes. Have you heard of overactive bladder syndrome? This condition is characterized by involuntary bladder contractions, creating a constant sensation of urgency to urinate, even when the bladder is partially full. At night, these contractions can interrupt sleep, leading to multiple bathroom trips. The condition can be aggravated by factors such as urinary infections, hormonal changes, especially in women after menopause, or neurological damage that affects the signals sent by the bladder to the brain. If you suspect this condition, seek medical help immediately. And of course, another proactive action I recommend to everyone is engaging in physical activities, which can also help avoid nocturnal urination. Exercising, such as walking, stretching, or aerobic activities, stimulates blood and lymph flow, helping the body eliminate excess fluids during the day instead of at night when we are lying down. Additionally, specific pelvic floor exercises, like Kegel exercises, strengthen the muscles that control the bladder, reducing episodes of urinary urgency. Physical activities also help regulate insulin levels and improve metabolic health, factors related to frequent urination. Exercise also promotes deeper and more restorative sleep, reducing the likelihood of interruptions. If you follow today's guidelines, you will likely drastically reduce your nighttime bathroom trips, promoting complete recovery of the body. Uninterrupted sleep allows the body to properly go through all phases of the sleep cycle, essential for cell regeneration, the release of hormones such as growth hormone, and the regulation of cortisol and melatonin. This results in better hormonal balance, essential for metabolic, immunological, and cardiovascular health. Sleep quality is also directly linked to cognitive function, improving memory, concentration, and decision-making. Additionally, adequate rest reduces stress levels, improves mood, and decreases the risk of anxiety and depression. Physically, well-slept nights contribute to weight control, regulate blood sugar levels, strengthen the immune system, and reduce the risk of chronic diseases such as diabetes and hypertension. When we can avoid sleep interruptions due to nocturnal urination, we regain energy, increase daily productivity, and promote a general state of well-being and longevity. Friends, now I am curious to know, do you wake up during the night to urinate? Share your answer in the comments and send this presentation to your dear friends and family members so they can also put today's important recommendations into practice. If you liked what you saw here today, subscribe to the channel to follow the next videos we are preparing. Thank you very much for your attention.